stars and you. Midnight and a rendezvous. Your eyes held a message tender, saying I surrender all my love to you. Midnight brought a sweet romance. I know all my whole life through. I'll keep remembering you, whatever else I do. Midnight with the stars and you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Damon Kirsche singing for you, Midnight with the Stars and You. Recorded by Al Boley, 1934. We hope you're enjoying your time here because, as I say, all work and no play. Blah, blah, blah. You know the rest. We'll now continue with a selection from 1937 entitled Shall We Dance? And Damon Kirsche will once again bring to you the chorus.
Shall we dance or keep on moping? Shall we dance and walk on air? Shall we give in to despair? Or shall we dance with never a care? Life is short, we're growing older. Don't you be and also run. You'd better dance, little lady, dance, little man. Dance whenever you can. Dance, dance.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Damon Kirsche singing for you. Shall we dance? It's funny how head wounds do to one's memory, you know. Well, we have not seen the appearance yet of Mr. Torrance, the caretaker of this establishment, but I'm sure he'll be here any moment. His son's here. His son is right here. Here he is. Danny, he's right. Now, never run with sharp objects, son. Duly noted. And his good friend, Kaiser Wilhelm, is also here with us as well. You remember him in the movie, very essential to the plot. Actually, anyway, I don't know what movie it was, though. Let's continue now with a selection from 1932. As some of you may have conjured up your costumes in such a state, we dedicate this to you. This is called the Chant of the Weed. Chant of the Weed. Our featured soloists were, it was Phil, right? On the trombone, it was Ed Norton, Dave Ryan, right back there. On trumpet, on the first trumpet, we have Chris Buckaroo Tedesco. And on the other trumpet would be Ali Ben Ziegler. Yes. Well done, sir. And now we will bring to the microphone a lady with a very, very sad story, brutally murdered by her no-good husband. Of course, we're talking about Kayre Morrison. The late Kayre Morrison will be singing for you a song. I didn't say it was you. Singing for you a tune called, wow, The House is Haunted with the Echo of Your Last Goodbye. So there.
By the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by the memories that refuse to die. I can't break away from a vision that brings intimate glimpses of intimate things. A voice in my heart, like a torch singer sings. I wonder who's kissing him now. The house is haunted by the echo of your favorite song. The place face is cluttered up with roses that have lived too long, much too long. The ceiling is white, but the shadows are black. A voice in my heart says he'll never come back. The house is haunted by the memory of your last goodbye.
The late Kayre Morrison singing for you, "The House is Haunted with the Echo of Your Last Goodbye." If that does not produce a guilt trip, I do not know what does. Oh, Mr. Soundman, if you could raise the level on the monitor a bit, that would be much appreciated. Even dead people need to hear themselves. And now she's gonna do another stunt number for you right now entitled "Tain't No Sin to Take Off Your Skin and Dance Around in Your Bones." I got that right. Here we go.
Dancing may do this and that and help you take off lots of fat, but I'm no friend of dancing when it's hot. So if you are a dancing fool who loves to dance but can't keep cool, bear in mind the idea that I've got. When it gets too hot for comfort and you can't get ice cream cones, tain't no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. When the lazy syncopation of that music softly moans, tain't no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. The polar bears aren't green up in Greenland. They've got the right idea. They think it's great to refrigerate while we all cremate down here. Just like those bamboo babies in those tropic island zones. Tain't no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. When you're calling up your sweetie in those hot house telephones, tain't no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. When you're on a crowded dance floor near those red hot saxophones, tain't no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. Look at the girls while they're dancing. Notice the way they dress. They wear silken clothes without any hose, and nobody knows the rest. No more singing in the bathtub with those television phones. Tain't no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. Yeah! to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. You must all go in that water. Let me hear your sinful groans. Tain't no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. Do what I say right away, wicked sinners, for this is your judgment day. Come, Mandalay, in the river with me, wash your sins away. Throw away your gin and raisins, throw away your gambling bones. Tain't no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones.
Say, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Morrison. I think you need a pocket protector. I'd like to let you know, folks, those of you with tickets to the Obiot Penthouse, the outside elevator, the center elevator, will take you up to the penthouse beginning at 9 p.m. during the band break, and then we invite you back downstairs again for the second set of the evening. Right now, I'd like to bring up to the stage a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, star of stage, screen, motion pictures, he sometimes sings, Mr. Groucho Marx.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Demille. What a pleasure to be here. What a great group of people here, ladies and gentlemen. So many fine gentlemen and one Tedesco here in the house. I wanted to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to a dear friend of yours and not of mine. A man whose talent speaks for himself, unless, of course, he's singing. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Johnny Holiday. Come on down, Johnny.
Don't be shy, step right up.
He's got a great show coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and I want him to talk about it. Come over here, Johnny. Here's Johnny. Yes. Oh, thank you very much. It's in my back. Thank you. Here you go, Johnny. Take the mic.
I don't even know him. But ladies and gentlemen,
Mr.
it's...
Holiday, step closer to us.
That's right. I forgot. I have to stay in the light. Ladies and
Just tell
gentlemen...
us, Johnny, why did you dress up like a turkey again on Halloween? I don't understand why. I'd say it's a ham, but this is a kosher show, and we'll stick to the fowl.
This was not planned. Ladies and gentlemen, I came here to enjoy the company of some very nice friends. And then, of course, you joined our party.
Well, thank you, Mr. Holiday. I appreciate it.
I'm sure you do. And I want to thank Maxwell Demille and Dean for putting this on every year. It's always a great deal of fun. The band sounds terrific. Kayre Morrison is outstanding. And Damon, I like you. And
drink some milk.
That's right. I'm going to send Damon milk because he killed my career. But folks, I want to tell you, on November 16th, that's just a few weeks from when? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Well, 2.5 weeks. On November 16th, we've got a big show lined up for you here at the marvelous Cicada Club. I got to tell you, I'm very thrilled because not only will I have my co-stars, Adam Tunney. He's somewhere in the room.
He couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah, he's doing dishes. And,
whose dishes?
In fact, look at his hands. And, in fact, stay away from me. And Miss Christine Nelson, who's right over there, she of the lovely voice. But I'm also thrilled to tell you that because this will be the last regular Johnny Holiday program of this season, we'll do our it'll be our non-denominational holiday party in December. But on November 16th, we also have one of the big stars of the Disney company. She's on a number of their shows, and she's got a great voice. Laura Dickinson will be joining us. She has a magnificent voice. Chester Whitmore will be here again, and he's been requested, and he's one of the best tap dancers I've ever met since Arthur Duncan. He's absolutely outstanding. And help me, Mr. DeMille, that charming young lady, Sharon, will be here. She will tap dance her way into your heart. She's absolutely delightful. And the ladies who I just adore, they're from Newark, New Jersey. The president and the co-president of the Johnny Holiday Fan Club, Ruby and Coco, will be with us, along with the Satin Doll, pinup dancers, Dean Mora and the orchestra, It'll be a wonderful
and our
night.
dear friend Mather Loud will be there.
Mather, I already mentioned Mather, didn't I?
I'm mentioning her twice.
Well, Mather Loud is one of my favorite people. In fact, whenever I dance with her, I end up with sparkly stuff all over me because she is one of the most...
See a doctor, Mr. Holiday. It can be treated.
Again, my network does not know I'm here. I'm going to get you in so much trouble.
Lifetime's gonna kill me.
Anyway, folks, I'm going to get back to my table, but I do want to invite you to come down November 16th. It's an awful lot of fun. Show starts at 8:30. We run to around 11 something, and then we go upstairs. And by the way, my friend John Reynolds, the king of the guitar, with all due respect to my friend Mr. Denny Hardwick behind me, will also be joining us at the Johnny Holiday program November 16th right here at Maxwell Demille's world-famous Cicada Club.
Thank you, Johnny Holiday and Groucho Marx. And so, folks, for more information, pick up a Johnny Holiday complimentary postcard on the outside lobby. And now, Mr. Dean Mora with more wonderful haunted music.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That selection was called Mr. Ghost Goes to Town. And we'd like to thank our resident screamers, Kayre Morrison and Damon Kirsche. And also our soloists, Chris Yippee Yippee Kayre Tedesco and Alejaki Jim Ziegler on the trumpets. Of course, we had Phil the Fez Krozak on tenor sax and Ray Crazy Man Frisbee on the drums. The Crazy Man Crazy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a selection from 1934. This is recorded by Joe Hames and his orchestra. This was a song by Spud Murphy, the late great Spud Murphy. It's called The Goblin Market. The Strange and Disturbing Goblin Market by Spud Murphy. Thank you, Spud. Or thank you, Spud. I don't know. Thank you, Spud. Here's a selection from the motion picture Murder at the Vanities from 1934. This is one of the final in the series of infamous pre-code movies that came out during this time period. And there's a dance number, a production number that involves this song. We're gonna have Damon Kirsche sing it for you. It's called Marijuana. Ooh. Damon Kirsche singing for you. How about a big hand for Damon Kirsche? Singing for you, Marijuana, which was a production number for the motion picture Murder at the Vanities. 3 years before the government said you couldn't smoke that stuff, so they say. Who am I to say? I'm only a musician. By the way, I would like to congratulate you all on some fantastic costumes we see out there. We also see here on the bandstand, actually on this stage, I see more costumes here this evening than the other Halloween, so you're in good company, Danny. Then, of course, we have a horrible casualty from How to Succeed in Business, but How to Fail in Business with Really Trying. Poor Mr. Denny Hardwick. Pencil Head, they call him. Not Eraser Head, that's another movie. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will now play for you a number from the year 1928. This is actually a medley of songs from the German musical comedy, if you call it a comedy, the Three Penny Opera. And it's a medley of songs, including Mac the Knife. I'm getting woozy here. Anyway, dance floor is open for 1928, the medley from Three Penny Opera. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Kurt Weill and a medley of songs from the Three Penny Opera. Dedicated to Kaiser Wilhelm. No hard feelings. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for something of a little more lighter nature, Kayre Morrison will now sing for you a song called It's Murder.
Bragging about your men. Let me tell you how sweet mine is, though he's a mess of sin. Cause when my baby makes love to me, it's murder. When he turtle does me, it's murder. Now when he feels temperamental, I just let him have his way. I can only see him twice a week, he's a member of the PWA. Now when my baby caresses me, it's murder. But if he ever disrespects me, I will commit murder. Now we find mine. He turns into Frankenstein, makes shivers run up and down my spine. That's murder. Murder. Now when he feels temperamental, I just let him have his way. You know, he ain't afraid of the big bad wolf, I found that out today. Now when my baby caresses me, it's murder. But if he ever disrespects me, I will commit murder. Now he drinks liquor and everything. He's the guy that's got that swing. But when he shakes that thing, it's murder.
Kayre Morrison singing It's Murder. And now she's going to sing a song that's near and dear to her heart in honor of the late Detroit Tigers. This song is called the Detroit Moan.
A cheery song from my hometown. Detroit's a cold, hot place, and I ain't got a dime to my name. Detroit's a cold, hot place, and I ain't got a dime to my name. I would go to the poorhouse, but Lord, you know I'm ashamed. I've been walking Hastings Street, nobody seems to treat me right. Say I've been walking Hastings Street, nobody seems to treat me right. I can make it in the daytime, but chili, and I can't eat beans no more. Hey, I'm tired of eating chili, and I can't eat beans no more. People hurt my feelings, love from door to door. Say I gotta leave Detroit if I have to flag number 94. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Detroit if I have to flag number 94. And if I ever get back home, I'd never go to Detroit no more.
Kayre Morrison singing for you the Detroit Moan. And another person who also blew out the lung, Jim Ziegler on the trumpet. Well done. We'll do one more number for this set. We have another set of great music for you. Do not go away. We, of course, want to mention to you that the moon is out in the outer lobby. Don't forget to take your picture on the moon. Yes, among those things. And now we're going to finish off the song from 1934, known as A Killer Diller. My goodness, there's two Grouchos. There's Grouch-Eye on the floor right over here. Grouch-Eye, yes. Anyway, where was I? Yes, these head wounds. Anyway, this tune is called Jazznocracy. and gentlemen. Thank you, dancers. How about these dancers? Wonderful dancers. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll recover from our wounds and we'll be back shortly.